The TA pick is where my question mark is, and I know you were kind of curious about it as well. Like, it did receive a buff in 7.33C. I think the base movement speed went up by 5, and meld strike at max level is 30 more damage. So, small buffs being made here and there, but this is a hero that does enjoy flash farming jungle. And it does seem like this meta, being a 40% bigger map with a bunch of new jungle camps, does kind of favor a hero like TA.
Yeah. I think there's also an argument for a really quirky build in something like, say, an Ags Rush. I don't think it's necessary every game. It's maybe a bit more of a niche pickup, but with an expanded map, with a hero like TA, if you do get the Ags Rush, like, you can control so much more of the map, right? Like, you can go to these side camps, you can clear out every camp so quick. I wouldn't mind something like, it's so weird to say, but like Desolator Ags actually sounds like a good way to just get a lead and stay there.
Oh, could be a very early first blood. Arteezy gonna see Kasane, but won't go for it. Realizing he probably has his teammates right behind him, and yeah, they had the ward anyway. They had full vision. It's TSM. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade on the bounty runes. Pretty even start once again. We will get started, I think, with the mid lane as well, as Bryle is going to be up against Abed. Abed having the assistance of Crit there to make sure he does get the superior body block, though Bryle still seems like he comes out on top. And now it's a very even kind of blocking situation. But talk to me about the Storm Spirit versus Puck matchup. Like, do you give the advantage to one way or the other here, John?
I'd say it's relatively even. Maybe you have a little bit of a better time on Storm. Once you hit level 3, your 1-1-1 build can be aggressive onto the Puck. Your wave clearing's a little bit more consistent and spammable as well with a static remnant. So you have a little bit more leeway in controlling that lane. But it shouldn't be a complete washout for Abed. I'd expect at worst for Abed an even lane, maybe slightly better for Bryle if he finds those opportunities from oversteps.
What about that bottom lane? Saberlight on the Beastmaster again here. Crit going to be there with the Pos 4. Keeper of the Light. Of course, Whitemon and Tomato going to be up against them on the TA and the Edge. Pretty interesting kind of lane as well, because you do have the Edge against the Beastmaster. So Saberlight may opt to just not go for the balls and just go for the Wild Axes build-up. There's Tomato going to be chased down. Blood Grenade did end up landing. Blinding Light also there, but Tomato going to be fine to just use his one charges and does survive another day. But this kind of lane matchup, do you give it to one way or the other?
I'd say it's a lot harder for the TA in the first 3 levels. By level 4, it can kind of get more manageable, but you get a lot out of those first 3 levels here for Saberlight and for Crit. Like, down the line, you've got the Chakra Axe spam. Sure, you don't have a clear way of clearing out Refraction once the levels are up, but again, that's going to be like level 4 when you can get 2 points in it, if you even want 2 points in Refraction.
Tomato, he's going to be okay. Crit was not in range to try and land that Blinding Light. And they were going for the chase onto Saberlight, but with the axes, just so much damage being pumped out as mid lane. Abed secures a solo pick off onto Bryle. They're trying to fight over the water runes, and I believe Bryle ended up picking it up, but Abed's still able to secure the kill.
Yeah, okay, that's not something I expect in the Puck matchup. I feel like the Storm, granted, can't be as aggressive when it comes to trying to reposition. At the same time, it shouldn't be in a position where you're copying that much damage from the Puck anyway. Abed just, again, playing around really well, gets the level advantage off of that, so a little bit quicker onto the build up to 6.
Arteezy? I mean, he's gone right to the mid lane. Abed, he's getting involved as well. He'll all back the other way, and Arteezy just TP's back towards the tier 1 top tower as Kasane now's in trouble. We'll go for a chase on Kasane. Meanwhile, Saberlight bot lane's in danger as well. Whitemon trying to fight this one out. Kasane is still running. Arteezy, I think he actually may have done enough damage. Ari is going to be there to try and force them back. Kasane is going to survive. What a weird set of events. This bottom lane, they're still going. Axes, Blinding Light, not going to be enough. Crit is forced to back his way out. Oh, that was very strange. Arteezy ran from the top to the mid lane, TP back towards the top tier 1 tower, and just chased down the Underlord.
Yeah, it's a game, Mike. I don't know what's going on, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. You know, just It's aggression all around from Shopify, but TSM are able to dish some back, right? Like, the lanes aren't as stomped out as they were in game 1 at this point in the game. So you are finding a little bit more build-up coming out here from Kasane, a little bit more of a manageable lane. For Tomato, you're not seeing a huge advantage coming out here for RTZ early on. Your outlier is still mid. Brawl is still allowing himself to get some farm, though. Although,
yeah, Brawl gonna go for a Vortex. Fly is there to try and keep Abed safe, though Abed still taking a fair bit of damage. Brawl will cop the orb, but luckily had the raindrop, so not going to end up ticking out to the melodic damage as Fly. It's going to TP right back towards the top tier 1 tower. A lot of emphasis here on trying to make sure Brawl just does not have a game on the Storm. So you can see just constant harassment being thrown out by Abed. But those raindrops proving to be very valuable already as the orb is just not doing any damage.
yeah, and that does cut off some aggression that Abed would want to bring out. He is still set for that earlier 6, which is scary for the Storm to kind of deal with, which means his own level 6 is not going to feel as good. He's going to be held in place. You've got really good rotations from the side of Shopify that can come true to connect with Abed, or Abed can just literally leave the lane, no problems. And again, kind of repeat what he did in game 1 if he wants to look for that tempo. I am interested in seeing what Saberlight's adjustment will be. Like, it's, again, not the safest game for the Dominator into Overlord with the Enchantress around. So it does feel like you're kind of forced to maybe just go Aura on your Beastmaster this time around, which is still effective, but maybe not the ideal.
Wait and see. 0-2 right now. Very slight net worth lead the way of Shopify Rebellion. I mean, so much aggression's been happening across the map. Not as many kills as you'd expect, though, considering how much action there has been. Mid rotations are out once again. 6-minute power rune timing is very close now, just 10 seconds away. 6 heroes in the mid lane, in fact. Where's the power rune spawning, though, is the question. Gonna be up top. Arcane rune for Abed. He does have level 6 now. He might go in. Bryle, no, he'll hit level 6 as well. I doubt they'll have the damage through the Dream Coil. So they'll hold on to the Arcane Rune and the Dream Coil for now. Bryle, just to try and catch his way up, is going to take some stacks down the triangle instead.
It's a healthy injection of gold and EXP coming out for TSM. Shopify can't really contest that early on in the game. This is leaving a couple of openings here. I think the bot lane's a little bit scary for Tomato, but he does opt to just max out Refraction. So kill threat from Beastmaster isn't quite there.
Mid lane, Ari's been chased down here, John. Dreamcore was committed. Abed's going very deep for this, and the orb is not going to land, but he will jaunt back the other way and does secure the kill. Nobody there to help out as Brawl is currently being chased down by Fly. Look at this. What's Fly doing? He got the Wisdom Rune. He's actually fighting back against Brawl. I mean, obviously it's worth it to get the double Wisdom Rune. Brawl will hand over the tip as well. Brawl might actually die. But no, the jaunt is not there. Brawl actually got close to dying. That is insanity.
Yeah. If Abed actually committed, I think he could have found that kill. You didn't have the most mana on Brawl to try to zip to safety. So maybe if he took that risk, would have been nice, but plays it safe. It's a good pick-off for Brawl to find despite almost dying. You know, almost dying isn't dying. So you're more than happy to punish Fly, but finding the Wisdom Rune is probably a bigger win. You find both of them, your supports just skyrocket in EXP. It's a massive loss for TSM because you kind of want that 6 fast and Ahri to really maximize your Storm here. It's just not going to be quick without those runes up.
Absolutely not. I mean, even the Enchantress, right? Like, just having the impetus and the untouchable slow, always going to be very, very nice. And just having that Ench that can just walk in and tank so much damage for the team at level 6, but not going to quite be there for Waimon. He's just stuck at level 3. That seems to be the name of the game right now. Like, you're seeing so many more stacks being made from either side. These XP bonuses just do feel quite ridiculous. I mean, 30% of the stack XP goes to your support that stack that. Pretty insane.
I really like that change. It just felt really EXP starved for supports before that. Crit, though, being run down a bit.
Abed's there. if he does need it. Coil is up. Tomato's still chasing. They really want to try and secure the kill. Traps are there to slow. Crit does eventually cop the slow, and Crit is going to be left to die. Abed, unwilling to try and pop the coil. Just kind of let his coddle die instead. Maybe just hold the coil for another day. So far, so good, at least for Tomato on the TA. He's having a much better time than, say, the Alchemist game. Top of the net worth board at 4.4k. And again, these TAs, they tend to snowball out of control if you're not too careful.
Brawl trying to sneak away with a rune.
Coil's going to lock him down. Question is, do they have enough damage to take him out in time? Maledict was there. Nice little blinding light, and with the silence, Brawl is dropping. Arteezy even showing up just in case. So Crit will be the one to secure the kill onto the Keeper of the Light.
That's the big kill they need. Like, just keep Brawl down. Again, keep stalling out this timing that the Ember wants to hit. It is still a lot of room out for Tomato, as you mentioned. I think that's the one thing that you're conceding here on the side of Shopify. Just this TA off to a great start into the Dragonlance, into the Desolator. The timing is going to be met. And that is going to be your concern point. Although Ari...
Yeah, he kind of sacked his life here to try and secure the 10-minute power room, but it's not even going to be there. Still, he does actually survive for now. Fly's the one in danger on the Witch Doctor, though I say that he is still healing up, but he will finally go down. Zweimon's the one to just secure the power room. It wasn't Invis. Somehow TSM actually get Ari out of there and actually find a support pickup for themselves.
That's pretty big to compensate for Brawl dying a while ago. And not giving that rune control out to Abed. Also a big shakeup from game one, where Abed just had pretty much complete rune control. Just got way too much off the map here. So they've managed to put a dent in Shopify playing this quicker game. They're playing to TSM's tempo a little bit more. They're allowing Tomato to... You've still got these level spikes for the supports to meet on TSM. It's still really far off from that level 6 in comparison to Shopify Rebellion already being 6 on their supports. That's a big difference maker right now, which is really hurting TSM. If they had a way to just constantly top up Brawl, you'd see that aggression skyrocket. But again, losing those wisdom runes, it stalls you out so much. You really have to watch for those objectives. They have to ensure they grab at least their own at 14 minutes for sure.
3-4 now. Arteezy about 700 gold behind the TA in terms of farm, so not doing too badly. Battle Fury almost up here for the Ursa, as we are going to have a smoke out. Win probability still in the favor of Shopify, 67%. Ari does a nice job of blocking the smoke rotation and does actually break the smoke. Death Ward, or rather Nether Ward, popped preemptively is what I was meant to say. They'll take it out though. It's still a very quiet game, like 7 kills over 12 minutes. There has been attempts, but both sides have been very cautious not to get caught out. Only really the supports have been dying here. It's TSM. Now rotating down towards the bottom side of the map. They're going to find Fly on the Witch Doctor, but Saberlight is around to try and help out. Rory's been committed. Maledict and Death Ward out as well. Tomato, he's in huge trouble. He'll try to make a way out with the Meld, but I don't think he can survive this. He should just die to the Maledict, and he will. Meanwhile, Brawl, he tried to help out, but he's going to hand his own life away. Oh, absolute disaster here for TSM. Zarbed now going after Ari, trying to secure a 4th for his team. They even lost the Underlord. 4 for nothing.
Yeah, it's like a wound up spring. And just gets unwound there. The pressure is gone. The tension's gone. Shopify Rebellion finds those kills. I do like that Witch Doctor is kind of an answer to TA Refraction, just because of the Voodoo Restoration. Just melt through those stacks really fast. They tie in well. Saberlight, he's gone for the durability build with a pipe into the Ags, which I find a little bit curious in this game, because it doesn't feel like you're going to be able to sustain through as much. It is still a lot of damage, though. It's still a lot of front line sustain with your durability on the pipe. This could lead to some really good positions for Saberlight to just take point for the team and just allow everyone else to do what they want here, depending on that timing. So after a lot more even of a start for TSM, Shopify Rebellion just find this really strong team fight down bot. go for the objective play afterwards. They've gotten a lot of room out for Arteezy to close the gap with him and Tomato in terms of farm. And with a Battle Fury up, you shouldn't expect the TA to overtake the Ursa by a huge amount. It should be relatively even this point forward. And I think the one thing for TSM that they haven't put a lid on is really Saberlight. They've just allowed this Beastmaster to AFK farm into that pipe and now into the Ags. Like, the Ags timing is still pretty strong, even if you don't have something like the PL illusions to feed off of. It's still a beast, you know? I wish we were casting that one game together where it was Tino Beastmaster and he wasn't dying. Because then I could rub it in your face, yeah.
I saw it. The drums of Slom, Jonathan.
The drums of Slom.
I saw it. It was amazing to watch. I was kind of jealous I wasn't there. I'm not gonna lie. That was a moment. That was a moment. Oh goodness me. Well, here we go, Jonathan. You'll have your chance to rub it in now. Mind you, I mean, you say rub it in.
It's not.
They did change it so it's actually useful, John. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I've been saying this spell was like one buff away. If it wasn't just cancelable by silences and stuns, it was actually a pretty good spell.
Yeah, but I had no problem with that, Jonathan. I had a problem with the way it was. Hold on a minute. White one's going to get caught, I think. Chase is on. Arbed's there. And they'll have the Death Ward just to ensure that White one, excuse me, does end up going down. And I believe Roshan's open for Shopify.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Ursa lineup. Doesn't take too long to clear out that objective. TSM has no control reaching forward here. Tier 1 still stands for the side of Shopify. And this static situation on the map, like no objectives being taken, it hurts TSM a lot. Because they've got this Deso timing on Tomato. They've got the Pugna. They've not been able to really find a pick-off into an objective to clear out the tower into the Roche. So Shopify just take advantage. Like, all of a sudden, you're 5k behind here on TSM after a rather even laning start. We expected TSM to play around these objective timings a lot quicker, but again, just the movement out from Shopify prevents that from happening. And they do at least have protection now on Kasane with the full Crimson Guard up. That will help massively against the physical output, but I'm not sure if it's enough just yet. It feels like they need Tomato to be able to jump in here as well.
It's been very clean gameplay so far from Shopify, right? Like, throughout this whole series, you really haven't seen too many mistakes being made. Seem to have a pretty good grasp of how to play this new meta. At TSM, I mean, they've still got Tomato having a pretty darn good game in terms of farm, but in terms of impact, we haven't seen too much out of him quite yet. Mind you, we are only 16.5 minutes in. And just sitting at 3-9 with a 6k advantage the way of Shopify Rebellion. Now ping's coming up towards the top side of the map. Looks like they did spot out Ari there for a moment. Ari gonna see crit eventually. Saberlight also kind of revealing himself now with the Wild Axis spam towards the Storm Spirit. TSM look very cautious. In fact, now the coil does come in. They've caught the Storm Spirit out. A nice Pit of Malice gonna ensure that he gets away. But they are gonna lose Kasane. Ari, in the meantime, going to try and tumble his toy to the low ground, but is in trouble. Bra's going to still try to help him out. Wymon there as well. They'll drag Arbed towards the high ground. Arbed silenced up, but he does have an Aegis up. In fact, it doesn't even matter. He just gets away with the Orb Drawn. Back in onto Ari. He takes down the Pugna. No Aegis necessary. Onto Tomato he goes. Twinkle Toes himself. Arbed somehow alive through all of this, as they will take down 4 once again. How is that Aegis still intact?
That's just ridiculous. Abed just keeps pump faking around with phase shift. They're not able to get the chain stunts they'd want. Bryle gets pushed up onto the cliff, and he had mana, but he couldn't see an angle to really make a play anymore. Just kind of getting repositioned in the spot that he really didn't want to be in. Again, they actually dragged Tomato in for this fight, but he doesn't have a blink. His damage is kind of there, but the sequence of events for TSM to try to take that fight, it's not ideal. They're the ones on the retreat. They're the ones being jumped first. Their counter initiation doesn't quite pan out. And sure, even though they forced out the roar from Shopify to go onto Kasane instead of Bryle, it feels like a small win at the start. It's still not enough for them to capitalize.
Oh, Abed's feeling confident, John. Look at this. He's in 5 heroes. He has been slowed up. Vortex back towards the puck. Arbit maybe setting up another team fight. There's your dream core landing on 3. They do get the Aegis this time around. Shopify, can they really keep this fight going? They've got Brio. They certainly can. The storm has gone down. And Roar is still up. Like Saberlight, he was silenced throughout all that, but it looks like he wants to keep going. Arteezy's even joined his team now with the full BKB up. And things are looking very, very tough once again for TSM, as they are now 10k behind. Maybe they could still hold on to these towers though, as it's still very early into the game. And without the Aegis up on Arbit, they may not want to get too frisky. Though I say that. Bot lane, they are moving in. Tomato. He got spotted there for a moment. They'll chase him down on the TA. Blinding light out from Crit to knock him right back to the loving arms of Arteezy. Decrepify was there onto the TA, but he's stunned up. Tomato's got nowhere to go. He is down. Kasane trying to escape as well, but can't do it. Oh, it's complete domination. I'll tell you, John, with the way this series has gone, you wouldn't believe Tour 1 and Tour 2 happened.
Yeah. It's just really clean from Shopify. They've got a great read on what TSM tries to do in their games now. They've played a lot more disciplined on Shopify. They hit these really strong timings. I'm sure they concede a lot of space out to Tomato, but they understand they can handle this TA. They've got ways to melt through refraction. They've got the control in their hand here for Shopify. And it's TSM, again, just playing on the back foot. They're not able to capitalize on the early deso Tomato gets. They're not able to really get the push going with Ari. Losing their 2 Wisdom Runes probably offsets a lot of that tempo TSM wants to take. And Shopify just never takes a break. They're still ready to go.
Oh, here we go. Silence is out. Saberlight is going to get caught out by a Vortex, but Arteezy happy to jump in and go after Brawl. It's a big dream call. Arbit, he caught 4 of them. Oh, they are all trapped up at TSM. TSM are gone. Oh boy, only 1 left. In fact, yeah, GG. Crit's in the Fates gate. Get out of there, Crit. What are you doing? Shopify Rebellion 2-0 victory, 21 minutes into game 2. TSM, they just can't. They've had enough. Wow, how things have changed.